So, welcome to the first episode of the South Barber Spotlight. And our guests today are the one and only Steele Smith and Paxton Clark, two of the most talkative guys in Barber County.
I can be.
You can be.
When I want to, yeah.
Guys, I'm glad you are here today. I appreciate you guys accepting the invitation. And what we really want to talk about is your involvement with South Barber, but more importantly, your involvement with high school rodeo. And I know both of you have come off a very successful season. It's not your only successful season, but maybe we could kind of start in with that of what was the freshest. I know both of you just come off the national high school finals.
Yep.
You both had good state finals rodeos, obviously, to qualify for nationals. But why don't you kind of talk about it was your first year in high school rodeo, your second year.
Yep.
Kind of talk about how that year went and then through state finals and then how nationals turned out. We'll start with you, Steele.
So our first rodeo was in Canton, and it was good and bad, and just kind of was an introduction to the high school rodeo, and it was way different than junior high. Like you had to kind of go to them a little bit more. Then we went to some amateur rodeos on the weekends during the high school rodeos when they were all going on. So we were busy throughout the fall season. And then over the winter, I went to Arizona to go team rope for a couple of weeks. And I came back and I struggled. I was doing really good in the fall season. I kind of right in the spring, I kind of got all in my head and just kind of fell apart and got in the standings, and I was kind of paying too much attention to that because we had a senior team that we were roping against, and it was neck and neck. My partner's brother was part of that team, and we just kind of fought it out all spring.
So was there some inspiration to try to beat the older brother?
Oh yeah, there was. So him and his partner were talking crap on us all week and all year really. But like towards the state finals, after we kind of started choking a little bit and kind of giving up and making it a little easier on them, they kind of started getting in our heads. And at state finals, me and Logan, we just talked. We're like, well, we got to bring it, whatever we got left. And we ended up second, I think, in the first round. We drew a faster steer and kind of ran out of arena. And then they won the round. And so we heard all about that night. And then we went to the second round and we won the second round and kind of got our get back on them. But at that point, they had a high enough lead that the short go just was kind of for fun.
Yeah.
And we went and Logan roped a leg. He slipped a leg. We didn't draw very good. And then they drew a good cow, and that was about it. And then they were just saying the same high school or the same junior high no more all year. And so it's kind of just our introduction to high school. And it was different, but I feel like we handled it pretty well, and it kind of just led on from junior high into high school, and it just made us better ropers all together.
Well, and you guys had an incredible run through junior high.
Yep.
We had a 3-year run
Yep.
where you were 2-time world champions and then
third
the other year.
Yep. We our sixth grade year, we only had 3 times all throughout the normal season, and we had 3 at state finals, and then we got to nationals, and we're like, well, we don't really know how this is going to go. It's either going to go good or bad, and we ended up winning all. We won the first round in the short go, and then the second round we placed top 4, and we ended up winning the world. And then second year, so our 7th grade year, we did a lot better. We caught just about every cow that we chased at the high school or junior high rodeos, and we got to nationals. And our first cow we were good on, placed top 10 in the first round, and then our second one, he roped a leg, I think. Or no, he ticked a horn, and so he had to track back up there just to catch him. And then in the short go, he roped a leg to win the world again. So then we came back our 8th grade year. In the first round, I split the horns. I thought I missed him completely. I thought I pulled it off, and it happened to go on a half head. And then he roped a leg, and after that, we just battled it out, and we went from 8th call to number 1 in the world, and it was pretty cool.
That's kind of a sweet spot to come in.
Yeah, it really is.
Off.
So yeah, our 6th grade year, we were high callback, and we had to watch all 19 teams before us, and it was nerve wracking. Which at 6th grade year, we didn't really know what was going on, and we were kind of nobodies at that point, and nobody really knew who we were. And so there wasn't much pressure, just the fact that we need to go catch our cow and go on. And it happened to work out in our favor. But 8th grade year, definitely, if it was up to me, I'd rather be top 10 callbacks, top 5, still in the hunt, but not out of it.
Go make a run and put the
Yep.
pressure on everybody.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Yep. I seen long before your time, 2008 junior high finals was in Gallup, New Mexico, and I watched a kid tie a goat in the 18th hole and climb all the way to 5th because everybody after that was trying to beat that run. Just went out, smoked one on, and
it's totally a mind game when it comes to the short go. I mean, if you're good on 2 and you're just kind of in the middle of the pack and you're just like, just go make you can either go fast or you can make a solid run and just try to place top 10, or you can go for it. And we dang sure went for it, and it put the pressure on them, and everybody kind of just couldn't keep up, I guess.
So where did you guys end up your first year in high school?
We ended up 12th in the world. Yep.
12th in the world.
Yep.
What about in the state?
State, we were 2nd.
Runners up.
Yep.
Yeah, behind your partner's brother.
Yeah, my partner's brother and his partner. So they were seniors last year, and they graduated, and all year they were telling us how it was we have no shot. And going into spring season, we were first for a while, and that kind of got to my head, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a cakewalk. And kind of went the other way. Their age definitely showed towards the end of the season.
Experience can trump talent a lot of times.
Yeah.
So, what was your feelings with nationals at junior high versus your first year high school nationals?
Junior high, I'd say junior high is more of the mess around years. Like there's a lot of stuff going on. You can hang out with friends. And in junior high, I was busy. I was in each perf every night because I had 4 events. I qualified in all my events every year. And it was you were busy, but there was a lot of stuff going on. And it was funner, to be honest with you. Like there wasn't like as much serious stuff going on, and like there was dances. They'd have dances for you, and those were just kind of fun, and they were just something to do. And like there was stuff to do in Perry, Georgia. And when you go to Rock Springs, Wyoming, there's not much not much out there besides hills.
And there's a good donut shop. I remember that.
There's a bowling alley I went to, and it was good, but there was not much.
So junior high, you worked at least 4 events?
Yep, I had the team roping, goat tying, breakaway roping. Oh, I did do the shoot dog in 1 year, and that was won't do that again. But shoot dogging, team roping, breakaway, goat tying, and ribbon roping.
Yeah.
And I think my 8th grade year, I didn't qualify in the ribbon roping. That was the only year I didn't qualify in every event.
In high school, you just working 2?
Yep, just calf roping and team roping.
Okay, you gonna stay with the calf roping, you think?
Yeah. My horse, he used to work the rope pretty good, and then kind of got into the team roping and started focusing on that. And then
horse.
Nope, it's 2 different horses.
Okay.
Yep, but he just kind of sat around, and I was breakawaying on him, so like I wasn't ever calf roping on him, and so he kind of forgot his job, and now I'm cracking him back out and trying to get him trained back up just to
all right
kind of have a chance.
Well, Paxton, how's things been going with you?
Oh, all right. Not really the best. Had a lot of rodeos this summer. Is kind of iffy. I mean, not really the best luck. Not a very good summer run, but lots of learning. So,
but you come off a state championship in Kansas.
Yep.
Go to nationals. Probably didn't have the nationals you wanted.
No.
But on the flip side, in the rough stock, that thing can be a wild card.
Yeah.
There's
got to draw right for dang sure.
Yeah. I've seen at nationals rough stock that was 20 points difference in a single perf. So it can be the luck of the draw up there. But
yeah,
this was your second year in the nationals?
Yeah,
in high school?
This is my second year at nationals. Like you said, it's just kind of a drawing game. I ended up drawing really good. It's just I got in my head trying to win everything, and it didn't work out one bit.
And honestly, every event you got to draw right at every event.
Yeah.
At the high school finals, really. Like you can. There's at state and in your state, usually the steers are pretty even, and all the stocks pretty even. But like nationals, you'll have some horses that buck way harder than others because they're young. They're
Yeah.
getting
and
there.
you'll have more, and you'll have some steers
Yes.
that run harder
Yes.
than others.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
It's just kind of you just really got to draw right to have a chance.
Let's talk about that for a second, because nationals, every state,
There's
and Canada as well, and Australia.
all 50 states. I'm pretty sure there's all 50 states, and then there's
Yeah.
like 5 countries
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the top 4 in every event
except for
can
Texas.
qualify.
Texas likes to cheat.
Yeah.
There's a lot of states that don't like Texas.
But so when you put those numbers together, that's a tremendous amount of livestock that you got to have to put
Yep.
on the rodeo.
Yep.
And you start, is it 7 consecutive days, 2 perfs a day?
It's so
Afternoon
starts
and evening perfs.
starts
Yeah.
Sunday night, and then from Sunday night all the way till Saturday night there's perfs morning and night.
Yeah, and even Saturday night, you've
It's-
got your short round
that's
on
the short
Saturday
goes,
night, but
so-
you've got a perf that day, don't
Yep,
you?
Saturday
Yeah.
morning is the last
Yep.
perf.
Yeah. So you think of all those performances, all the contestants, and the amount of livestock, it's almost impossible to find an even set across the board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. And like for the timed event events, they bring jackpot cattle. So there's 150 head of team roping steers, 100 head of calf roping calves, and goats, and it's just there's a lot of stock that goes on there, and probably a lot that don't make it out because it's a long week, to be honest. Like it's kind of draining. I'm not gonna lie. Like
Oh,
it takes a lot out of a guy.
Hey, you should walk in your parents' shoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we went through 2 pickups trying to get down there.
Hey, we did that one year, Colby's junior year.
Yep.
Put $5,000 in that pickup in Shawnee, and I had it worked on again in Gillette a couple days later.
Ours Fords. We have never had a problem, but we had a problem the day before. Actually, it was the day we left. Couldn't get it over 55, and the secondary radiator went out, and so we had to take one of Justin Binder's, and we got there, and the transfer case went out, and so we literally got there. I checked in and wouldn't go and drive. It just started clicking at us, so we had some trouble.
And then you got to go compete.
Yes, and then that was on my
Yeah.
mind all week, just the pickup and how we didn't have we were stranded in Rock Springs.
One of the unique things about high school rodeo that I've always liked is it's everybody against everybody. Like when we look at high school football or basketball, like we're going to play against teams that are similar size schools.
Yep.
But in rodeo, it doesn't matter if you're from South Barber or from Leavenworth. Everybody's competing against each other, regardless of school classifications
Mhm.
or any of that. Does that play into your thought processes when you're competing?
Yeah.
You go ahead.
Okay. My freshman year, just going into high school and all that, I was riding against a handful of kids, like 2 seniors, couple older kids, and I was pretty much the youngest one there, except for me and my buddy. And it does play a really big part, It kind of gets in your head until you learn how to kind of just clear your head and go ride, I did really good that spring season, and then I got to state and I kind of fell apart because, everybody else
got
was
to your
just,
head. Yep.
yeah, I got in my head, and then I'm riding against seniors, that know how to do more with the horse than I did at that time. And it does play a big role.
So you never played football or basketball, right?
No.
But you're a multi-sport kid.
I did play basketball in junior high and football, and then when I got into high school, I just started playing football so that I could go to Arizona in the wintertime.
Is there a different approach mentally for you, football versus rodeoing?
Yes, it's completely different. Which my event and football both go together because it's a team sport.
Yeah.
So you have to go together because in the team rope and the job, everything's on me. Like you got to score, you got to rope, you got to handle the cow, you got to face.
Because you're the header.
Yes, I had the cow, and then my partner, he ropes the feet. All he has to do is haze him and rope the 2 hind legs, and that's it. And then time stops. But there's a lot that plays into effect in the team roping when you're the header and even the heeler. But a lot of people say that the heading is by far the harder side.
Well, and you guys are driving yourselves to the rodeos.
Yep.
You have to pay your own entry fees, and that's the thing about rodeos. There's no welfare system.
No.
If you're not winning, you're not
No.
you're not getting anything back.
Yep.
Yeah.
But just the thought of, I know, like playing football last year. I'm sure you probably played football on some Friday nights and then had to jump in a pickup and
those weekends sucked.
and drive.
Let me tell you, that was a sore weekend, I will say. Yep.
But you would have, I don't know what the schedule looked like, but I know like when my kids were high school rodeoing, there were some of them rodeos that was like in Syracuse, Topeka, it was a pretty good little haul to get there. I can only imagine what it was like after a football game.
We had a football game in Moscow all the way over by Colorado. And after that game, our pickup was also giving us trouble. And we had to drive all the way to Hill City that night, right after a football game. And that next day was a rough one because it was, I didn't win a check that week and it was bad. But yeah, I mean, I think it was Emporia, the one we have in a couple weeks. When football season started, we played, I think it was Otis Bison. And that was an introduction to high school football. We played Cunningham, and that was just kind of, okay, this is high school football. I mean, they're good, and we're nowhere near their level. But Otis Bison, they were a challenge for us, and we were just kind of getting 6-man figured out. And I show up to the rodeo the next day, and I get out of the pickup because I was asleep. I get out of the pickup, and I couldn't walk. It was bad. I'm like, oh boy, it's gonna be a long fall season.
Welcome to rodeo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's rodeo the rest of your life, really.
And nobody cares.
Yeah. They could care less.
Yep.
Yeah. So, this season started up. Was it a week ago?
Last weekend.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I ended up winning both days in the average in my event.
Yeah, the calf roping for me, that didn't go as planned. But team roping, we ended up winning first day and second day. But we went to a KPRA rodeo that night, Saturday night, and that didn't go as planned. But we came back and we won it the next day, so it was pretty good. It was a good start to the year.
Good. So both of you sit number one in the state in your events.
Yep.
Emporia next weekend.
2 weekends.
2 weeks.
2 weekends. Yep. So what do you have? 4 or 5 rodeos in the fall?
We got Canton, and then there's 2 at Emporia, Hill City, and
Garden.
Then you'll take a little break for the winter. As far as Kansas high school rodeo, doesn't mean, I think that's a unique thing about rodeos. You never stop.
There's never an end.
Within that association, they'll take a little break, then probably fire up in March.
March is Border Bash, and that's the first high school rodeo back.
And is that just Oklahoma, Kansas?
Well, it's all states now, I think.
Any state can come, but like the point system is just for Kansas and Oklahoma. So yep. So like there's kids from Texas, and had a couple buddies from Tennessee come, and it's really all over the place.
Okay, so that is similar. There used to be the Rumble on the Red down in Altus, and that was an Oklahoma high school sanctioned rodeo, and the points counted for them, but anybody in the United States could enter it.
Yep.
So that's kind of the same deal. Those are fun.
Yeah.
It's getting bigger each year. Like more states will start coming, and it's a lot funner when there's more teams and stuff to go after, and more like on our level, Yeah. But
and I think the other unique thing about high school rodeo is you guys can rodeo outside of the high school ranks. Like you talked about going to KPRA rodeos or amateur rodeos.
Yep.
It's safe to say, I mean, you guys not yet because you're not old enough, but by the time you're seniors, if you hit the requirements, you could actually rodeo professionally and in high school at the same time.
Yeah.
So my partner's brother, he still in high school, and when we were out in Arizona, his very first pro rodeo, because he was eligible and all that and had his permit and everything, his first pro rodeo was Denver, Colorado.
Nice.
And his partner
one of the biggest in the world.
One of the biggest of the year. Like all the pro guys go to it, everybody that makes the NFR. And his first rodeo was Denver, and his partner, he had already qualified, so they didn't have to go through the qualifier rounds. And so his very first run as a pro guy was in the first perf of the Denver days.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I can remember when my son was in high school, you'd see some kids competing, a couple that you'd probably know, Riley Duval, who's a bulldogger, Riley Pruitt, who's a calf roper, and watch those guys at the national high school finals flub up their first run and just turned out the second one, went straight to Cheyenne, was rodeoing at Cheyenne also. Yeah. That's like, wow.
Well, there was a kid at high school finals this year, is Kyle Wilhite in the calf rope, and he's 18 years old, and he's I think he's top 50 in the world right now, but he ran his first one at the finals and was good on it, and then went straight to Cheyenne the next day in the slack and roped and ended up placing at Cheyenne. So it's just really whatever you want to do.
So are you members of the KPRA or CPRA or anything?
Yeah.
I bought my KPRA card this year, so
Gonna make finals?
I'm not.
nowhere
No.
near that. It's way different than the high school rodeos. There's a lot more competition. Guys that rope way better than you, and it's different.
Yeah. My freshman year, I started going to KPRAs, and I never bought my card or anything because I didn't expect anything out of it. Well, I ended up hitting quite a few of them and pulled a check at almost every single one of them and could have made it to finals. And then this year I bought it, and it was just a big mindset game for me. I got in my head a lot and have not pulled a check at any KPRA. It's pretty rough, but
That is a mindset deal.
yeah.
I would venture to say you're probably getting on very similar stock at a high school rodeo versus a KPRA, or it used to be.
Yeah.
There was like, we won't mention their names, but there was some rodeo contractors that the stock that they brought to the high school rodeos was the same ones they was taking to a KPRA, a CPRA, or a PRCA rodeo.
Yeah, I do know like some of the Medicine River, they got some really nice bucking horses, and Paxton's learned that this summer. They're all there, and then like J&J brings them to the high school rodeos, and they are the same as the KPRAs. Like they bring all the same stock still.
Yeah,
it just depends.
J&J, who does our high school rodeos, they tend to bring just all their bucking horses, and they get ran KPRAs, high school rodeos, every rodeo basically.
Yep.
And there's a lot of horses that go to KPRA finals that we get on at high school rodeos. But like Medicine River out of Greensburg, they have some sweet horses. And this year I kind of started getting on more of the ranker stuff and not their nice little hopping mares, And so it definitely has been a little bit different, but
is it the power or what's the difference?
There's a lot of
power,
difference.
Drop.
There's
kick,
a lot more buck and Medicine River horses and a lot more power for sure. But they're way funner to ride for sure and way bigger scores.
And no way to prepare for that other than just getting on them.
Yeah, practice and work out and just go out there and try your butt off, I guess. I don't know.
So this coming winter, I know last year you went to Arizona for a while and rode. Do you go much during the winter, Paxton?
No, not really. There's not really a ton of bucking horses available to get on, during the winter times at like practice pens or anything. So I kind of just sit, mainly work on fundamentals when I practice and just work out a lot. And about February or so, there's some bronc riding schools out in like Garden City at the college or Fort Scott. Go get on there. A couple weeks later, you start high school rodeos up.
So it's kind of a tricky question because I know both of you. I've known you since you was a little bitty. We forget Steele was a rough stock guy at one time. Remember that?
I was.
Yeah, I ended up getting beat by him, and I didn't know how to feel about that.
I had to retire. My
yeah,
parents,
good instructor.
Yeah, showed him how it was done.
Oh yeah.
Turns out it's gotten a lot better since then.
So I know both of you kind of grew up around rodeo, but I know a lot of people that grew up around rodeo that had no desire, even though their parents did, to compete in it. It's a different animal. Just the
mindset.
The mindset, all of that. Was there ever a time that you thought, I don't want to pursue this. Maybe I want to go play baseball or something? Because I've only known both of you to be involved in rodeo like next level ever since you could.
I will say when I was younger in the rec games and all that and all the sports and that, like I played baseball and I kind of thought baseball was going to be my deal. And then I kind of started, my dad used to be the sports medicine for Chris Miller. And I started going to him in the summertime, just going to all those rodeos that he went to and just kind of started falling in love with the sport. And then ever since then, I still play sports, because I like sports, but never really thought since baseball that any other sport other than rodeo would be what I do after high school.
Yeah, I remember playing baseball for like a summer
I talked him into it.
And after that, I really had no desire to do anything else. I never really liked it. So,
Yeah, I remember you as a little kid just like cruising through Western Horseman magazines and stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
It's cowboy and Indians every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you talk about working out and stuff.
Yep.
Walk us through that. I mean, I think rodeo athletes today are more athletes
Yep.
than anything. They're lifting weights a lot more, going through endurance training and things. Rodeo's evolved a lot because,
Yeah.
even back to like your dad's day, a lot of guys weren't working out.
Yeah.
Most events work out more than most sports. For the like bull riding and bareback and saddle bronc and all that and calf roping, there's a lot of guys that just work out more than basketball players. And only sport that I know of that works out more than them is football. But you got to be in shape for a lot of the events in rodeo.
So are you doing anything, like Paxton being a rough stock guy, are you doing workouts specific for bareback riding?
Yep. I go through a certain program, Champion Living Fitness, and basically it's designed workouts for your specific event. And, it's just an online deal and it works really good. There's lots of mobility, lots of lifting, and all sorts of stuff like that. And it's definitely showed in my riding that it has improved.
Awesome. And those guys are bareback riders.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm glad to know that works. I follow them on social media and I like their content, what they have to say.
Yeah.
They've got a podcast and stuff. So I'm glad to know.
Yeah.
I didn't realize you was doing that.
Yeah, they do that. And then kind of a deal that works in with the working out and all that. Like they'll give you your workouts for the week and all that, but they have their own community of like bareback riders. They're doing the same workouts as you. And they put videos in there about mental game, eating right, just kind of stuff along those lines. If you're needing help with something, Logan, the guy that runs the whole deal, is always there for you to help you out as much as you can.
So do you pay attention to the like meal planning, things like that?
Yeah, quite a bit. Been kind of tough trying to eat right, but I'm getting better about it.
It's extremely tough to eat right when you're rodeoing hard.
Yeah.
It's real easy to pull into a convenience store or a fast food restaurant.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite. I don't gotta work out for it. Team roping, you back in the box, nod your head and swing your rope and throw out the horns.
I question if team roping's an actual sport.
It is. It really is. It's the most popular one.
So there's dangers in every sport there is. Football, basketball, track, any of them. Obviously, rodeo, you're dealing with livestock. The dangers there.
Out of your control. You can't do anything about it.
Walk me through what's your mental approach to that? Because I think team roping or timed events kind of get slighted, but really they're just as dangerous as anything.
Yeah.
Really, yeah.
A horse can trip and stumble at any time. You can get your fingers caught in a dowlet. One of the best stories I got
like your dad.
Was I was telling the guy, I bought some stuff online. A guy was going to be at a high school rodeo, and I said, hey, I know a guy that'll be there. Just give him to him. I'll give him the money. He goes, how do I know who he is? I said, he'll be at the Dr. Miller's trailer. I said, look for the guy with 9 fingers. And your dad said 9.5.
I say 9.25, but yeah. But yeah, like I had a buddy this summer. He was calf roping and stepped off wrong, and he broke his ankle in 4 different places. Like it's honestly, you see a lot of rough stock riders get hurt and all that, but there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the arena in the any timed event. But yeah,
and it doesn't matter your skill set. We've seen professional rodeo guys lose their life, be paralyzed, all that.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you block that out to continue to compete?
Can't think about it.
Yeah, you just kind of put it out of your mind and go do your job.
What's going to happen is going to happen. It's not in our control.
Yeah.
You just kind of got to worry about that when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
And how old are you?
I'm 15.
16.
That's impressive, because that's tough.
Yeah.
At your age, to be able to block something like that out.
Yeah.
Knowing, I mean, well, we seen J.R. Verzan just a few years ago, one of the best bareback riders in the world, and
Yeah.
now he's a paraplegic.
Yep.
I mean, it can happen to anybody, and you've seen it like with your dad.
Yep.
You know, no
Mhm.
No
thumbs.
thumb.
But,
But yeah, it's not in our control, and you just kind of got to go with the flow.
Yeah. You just got to learn to kind of put it out of your mind. You know, there's lots of people that are scared for that and they don't go out there and do their job. And then that wreck actually ends up happening because it's in the forefront of their brain. You know,
Yeah, the more
they're
you-
constantly thinking about it.
The more you think about it, the easier it is to happen.
Yep.
so you guys have been rodeoing for as long as I can remember you. Whether it was youth rodeo, getting on sheep, whatever. Is there a rodeo that you think, or what's your favorite rodeo, regardless of high school, KPRA, CPRA,
Like a pro rodeo?
any of them?
I mean, I like watching the finals,
Yeah.
the NFR, but that's kind of a given.
Yeah.
It's the end of the year. But I'd honestly say, for me in my event, the team opening at Cheyenne Frontier Days is probably the funnest time. That's the best watching there is.
That's
Yeah.
kind of the bucket list
Yep.
one for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they score them all the way out there. So I mean, it's really, you got to draw good, and it's
Back in the
yeah.
day, they used to rope muleys there.
yeah, it's that and Guyman. I like Guyman. That's a good one to watch too.
I'd definitely say probably Cheyenne or Pendleton. But
There's obstacles in Pendleton.
yeah.
Something about that grass up there, ain't there?
Yeah.
What about as far as the rodeos you've competed in? Is there one that stands out that you really like more than the others? Or look
Yeah.
forward to going to?
I'd definitely say Border Bash. I don't know why. I mean, it's just kind of a cool little arena down
Now,
there in
is that the
Guthrie.
Lazy?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've always had good luck there, or even like Rock Springs at Nationals. I don't know. It's a pretty place, you know, and it's a cool little arena, but I have terrible luck out there. So I don't know. It's kind of iffy, but probably, yeah, probably Guthrie would be my favorite.
Mine's probably the BFI. Just team open. It's not really a rodeo, but the BFI,
That's
and it's
the Bob Feist.
Yep, Bob Feist Invitational.
One of the biggest in the world, if not the biggest.
If not the biggest, yep. Have junior open, there's a whole numbering system, but it's by far probably one of the biggest team opens in the world, and it's at the
That's
Lazy.
at the Lazy now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it used to be out west.
Yep.
I think COVID moved it to
Yep.
Oklahoma. So, do you guys did either one of you go to Shawnee to the IFYR before you went to nationals?
I
No.
did not.
No.
Just kind of something else that we didn't think was really necessary to go to.
Yeah.
That's a good one. My older
It's-
kids always went to it, and sometimes if you hit a lick, you could finance your trip to nationals
Yes.
from Shawnee. Other than usually
Either-
leaving the short round to try to hot foot it
Yes.
up to Wyoming to
Either
check in.
you either make money there, or you're 2 weeks out and you lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like nationals this year, I had terrible luck at all the jackpots and didn't win any money at anything, and it was hard. It was hard to come home from that.
Did you guys rodeo any coming back from nationals?
Yeah.
I went to probably 10 KPRA rodeos, I bet, after, and hit here and there, and just went to a lot of tough ones. There was a lot of tough rodeos like Winoka. Me and my partner, we had a good run. We were 6-4 and ended up 8th. And a 6-4 many KPRAs will win you first or second, and it was hard to just accept the fact that we made a really good run and didn't win $1.
Yeah.
Well, that is the thing about rodeo, is you can prepare as much as you want, make the absolute best run, and still not win.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's you've got to know that can happen.
Yes.
And it's nothing like football or any of that. Like rodeo, nothing. You can control you, and you can't control your partner. Can't control your stock. You can't control any of it. Football, you can control the game a little bit. Like you're a team, you're working together, but you can kind of control it. And just rodeo's not in your control.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things that I've had to learn. You know, you can't control everything. You can control what you do, and that's about it. Like, you can't control the horse that you're getting on. You can't control how he's going to buck. It's just up to you to do your part on everything.
So what's the future hold? I know you guys both got a few years left of high school rodeo.
Yeah.
You got 2 years left. You got
Three.
You looking to college or going straight to the pros? What are you thinking?
I'm definitely looking at colleges for sure. Mostly looking for a 2-year so I can start pro rodeoing faster. Yeah, that's college rodeo, then start hitting pro rodeos.
College doesn't sound very good to me, but my parents will make me go. So
Yeah.
probably have to start looking into college rodeo and all that, find a good school that fits me, but then probably hit some pro rodeos when I'm in college. But honestly, just see how things are going at that point in life. But
So do they still do the thing if you win a state title, do they buy your PRCA permit for you?
Yeah.
yes, I think
If you're
so.
old enough, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
I won one of them this year at state finals, and I think it was my freshman year. I went out to a bronc riding school in Colorado, and it's like an award for like the most improved or something like that. And I ended up winning one of them too. So now I got two at the house. So
Will they hold them?
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
pretty sure they do. Yeah, I think they have to if they give it to you until you use it.
Yeah.
Yep. But
Awesome. So who's been your biggest influences rodeoing on your career?
right now, I'd say Tyler Wade. Just how he head steers and how consistent he is, and he will say that he's has ups and downs, and not everything goes the way he wants. But I'd say probably Tyler Wade.
You ever listen to Charlie Crawford podcast?
Yep, I have.
He's got 2 good interviews on there.
Yes,
Really,
He's-
really business savvy. I'd
Yes.
recommend anybody that's rodeoing listening to those.
and he's very good for the like kids. Like he talking kids favors and like all that. Try to keep your head straight, pretty much.
How about you?
oh, I've got a deal. I've got a lot of pro guys. I've got their phone number, and about every rodeo or every weekend after a rodeo or something, I'll text them, call them, send them videos of my rides. So I've got quite a few of them. I definitely say for sure Keenan Hayes, who's a past world champion. Casey Coletti is a really, really, really big player in
Yeah.
that.
Former NFR guy. Is
Yep.
he still in Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd say yeah, Tyler Wade's probably the one I look up to, but yeah, Nick Sartain, I send him my runs and he's past world champion back in the day. But I've gone to his house a couple times and it's helped me a lot with like roping them and handling them and just figuring out the way how rodeo is and being straightforward with me. Like it's hard and takes a lot out of you, but it's worth it if you can stay to it.
So let's have some fun with this. Who's tougher on you in the practice pen? Well, or not necessarily practice pen. Who's tougher on you? Rodeo versus football. Is Coach Cantrell tougher on you than, say, mom or dad?
I will say yeah, probably because at the practice pen, I make my dad leave. I don't want him.
Yeah.
I'll make him leave because then he'll get to griping at me, and then practice just don't go good. I say Coach Cantrell's probably tougher on me, but behind bars, my dad is by far tougher than anybody out there when it comes to how I'm roping or what I'm doing because he's the one that knows what's going on. I don't listen to him enough,
Been there,
but I
done
should.
that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, and your mom's rodeo,
Yep.
still rodeoing
Yeah,
quite a bit.
she does. She's hard on me too, but I'd say by far my dad is probably the hardest on me about when I'm in like slumps and all that.
Yeah.
Just keeping me going after it and everything.
I think one of the more unique things about rodeo is there's a really good chance that you could travel, especially when you get out of where you're at right now in high school. You start going to college and the pros, you're going to be traveling with people that you're competing against.
Yes.
Yep.
And I've always thought that was intriguing because we've never seen 2 high school football teams ride on the same bus
Yeah.
to the football game, but you're going to be traveling. Your stiffest competitor might be sitting in the seat next to you
Yeah.
And
on the way
I've
to the rodeo.
I've had that this summer. I've had a couple of my buddies go with me, or I've gone with them, and like Justin Binder, I've rode with him to a few rodeos this summer, and he's one of the top guys in KPRA, and I'm having to rope against him, and it's kind of part of the sport. You got to learn to get along, and
Yeah. And on the
It's-
flip side, they're some of your biggest supporters.
yes,
Yeah.
really, yeah. Like Binder's helped me out so much with my heading and like my handling the cows, and he's done a lot for me in this last few years. But
So are you going going to rodeos yet without your parents?
Nope.
No, not
They
yet.
don't trust me that much yet.
Yeah.
Probably a good move.
Yeah.
Uh,
Probably is, yeah.
You,
Yeah.
I'll trust you a little bit more. So, what's the future hold for you two this year? What's your goals for Kansas High School Rodeo?
Kansas High School Rodeo, I'd say for sure win state in the team open. I'd like to be top 10, if not top 4 in the calf open. But that top 4, that's going to be hard for me to do.
So, where'd you end up this last year? Did you
We
make short go?
No, I did not make short goes last year. I had a lot of horse trouble and just trying to figure because I rode a buddy's horse in the spring season because mine kind of quit working on me. So I started riding one of their horses and just trying to get jive with them. And then they got rid of that horse. So she got old. So I started getting back on mine and just trying to get it figured out before too late.
I definitely say there's some short-term and long-term goals for the fall season. Just keep a positive mindset for sure all the way through the season, no matter what comes up. But just win every rodeo and cover every horse that I get on, and then obviously win state next May. But
So, when you're setting goals, you kind of said something intriguing there. Are you setting like your goals to win state, but prior to that, you're setting some goals here in the fall,
Yes.
leading up to the spring run?
yeah, I set up my goals to where it's basically like, obviously you want to win state. That's your big main goal for the year. And I do goals leading up to that to help me achieve that big goal and what I need to do with my head every rodeo and just basically what I need to do to achieve that goal.
Yep. And I'll say, like, for me, he doesn't go to as much stuff as I do because he doesn't do the same event. But like me, I have goals at all sorts of things. Like I go to team opens and big ones that I plan to go to, and then some little ones that I want to do good here, like get it figured out. But for sure, like you said, keep a positive mindset and just don't let anything get to you.
So, you're open with Logan outside of high school rodeo?
I did a little bit this summer, and then we weren't really winning at any of the KPRAs, so we kind of tried something different. But we'll kind of go to some here and there, and just wherever we can, honestly.
Yeah, but no intentions of not roping together.
Yeah, no.
At the high schools.
So we're for sure roping this year, and we're trying to get the fees raised at the high school rodeos because can't buy a rope for what our fees cost.
Yeah, and that is, I'll be honest. I applaud what you're doing with high school rodeo, but I've never been a huge fan of it because I thought, I graduated high school over 30 years ago, and they don't pay any better today than they did 30 years ago, and it cost a whole lot more.
Yeah,
30 years ago.
Like me at the first high school rodeo this year, they had a board meeting, and me and a couple other team ropers, we went in there and we are like, hey, we got to do something about these fees because our fees cost less than what a rope costs. And we really can't cover our stalls, hookups, diesel, what it takes to get there. And even like I said, rope's $55 if you go to a feed store.
Yeah. And then
unless you have a sponsorship.
Then meals for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And food.
Yeah. And then like looking at it too, buying my KPRA card this summer, it costs less than a high school rodeo membership.
Really?
Yes.
So, and you make more money at KPRAs.
Way more.
But they've also got added money when high school rodeos don't, which sucks. But
yep.
So, talking about expenses, do you guys have any sponsors that help you down the road?
Yeah. So basically, my main sponsor, I'm sponsored by Wrangler, and they pretty much, as of right now, until I start pro rodeoing, just send me shirts and jeans and stuff like that to help me save money. And then I've got another brand, Up North Outlaws out of South Dakota. These guys right here, they kind of do the same thing. And then
I'm glad you clarified that because I thought Uno, it's UNO, that's Up North Outlaw. I thought that was just meant you as number one.
No.
Thank you.
He wishes.
Yeah. And then another sponsor would be John Coggins. And basically, whenever I get in a jam and I need to get to a rodeo, he'll spot me money. And so that's pretty much my sponsorships.
Yeah, I got Cactus Ropes, mainly the only one I really got that helps me. They just send me ropes every month with a discount, but that's
Nothing
about
from Cinch.
nope.
They
not-
put you on a trailer though, didn't they?
They put me on a trailer, but when you win the world, you get 12 free pairs of jeans and shirts, but they're nothing permanent. I wish they would. That'd be nice. But
I won the Prairie Circuit in Pro Rodeo Fantasy at the NFR. Cinch sent me some shirts, some jeans, and a nice little buckle. Yeah, I won almost as much as you did, huh?
probably.
I didn't get on the trailer though.
No. Sometimes those pictures on that trailer aren't very good.
Yeah.
You look a little younger than you are.
So, do you try to sell yourself or promote yourself through social media or anything to try to attract sponsors? Because that is something I don't think other sports are starting to catch up, obviously, with the name, image, likeness, and stuff.
Yeah.
But rodeo's always been able to have individuals could have sponsorships that could help them get down the road, pay expenses, all that. Do you guys do anything like that with social media? Try to put yourself out there?
Yeah. Basically on all my social media platforms, it's just my rides. Just to kind of promote myself and for other people to see, And then, like, for example, when Wrangler sends a package or something, I'll take a picture of all the stuff that I've got, make a post about that because you have to sign a contract and that's in there. You got to represent them just as well as you represent yourself.
I've had a couple people try to sponsor me and they kind of just crapped out on me, but it was a lot. My age played a lot of role when I was in junior high, when I was kind of booming, and then I got into high school and kind of went back down in the ranks because nobody remembers junior high, for being honest. Like,
Sure,
they're all gonna forget about who won the title in 2022 or whatever. But like, I was asking like Resist All hats and a couple other companies, if they'd help me out, and they're like, well, once you get in high school we can talk, and just never really had any much appreciation since junior high.
Now, I'm just going to give you a little heads up. You head down that road and you get them to sponsor you might be going to Shawnee whether you like it or not.
Yeah, that is
because
true.
they do. Some of those sponsors will put quote unquote teams together down there, and
Yes,
I think Resistol was one of them.
Team Resistol.
I figured Wrangler would be one, but maybe they aren't.
They're at nationals. They've got like that trade show where you just go shop, and Wrangler had a booth there.
The problem with all the sponsorship is like the high school association, they are real picky. Like, you can't have patches or any of that stuff.
Very picky.
And so like Cinch is the National High School Finals sponsor, but like Wrangler, they're not the actual sponsor for clothing at the high school finals, and like Ariat. So like, if you wanted Twisted X, that wouldn't.
And vice versa.
Yep.
Like Pro Rodeo at the NFR, Wrangler's the main sponsor, and so you got to be careful if you got Cinch products.
Yep.
And that's like at regular season high school rodeos, I have embroidered shirts with Wrangler on them.
Yep. You can wear it no matter what. I can wear
those, but like Border Bash, since that's televised, state finals and nationals, you got to cover up all the patches on your vest. You can't wear those shirts. They're picky about it.
Credit card size. They got to be credit card size, or you can't do it.
Yeah.
A lot of hoops to jump through.
Really, there is. Yes.
It's almost like they forget who high school rodeo is about.
Yeah,
exactly.
They really do. It's a famous contest.
So we'll start wrapping this up. We've been going a little longer than I thought we would. You two are a lot more talkative than I thought. I didn't have any concerns about you, Paxton. I was wondering if we get conversation out.
Yeah.
One serious question I got is, have you ever repaid him for the broken arm?
I have not. I'm still figuring a way out.
Yeah, I've never.
Tell the story, so in case people don't know what we're talking about.
I was probably 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And he's probably 8, I bet. And we were just out in his front yard, and I had my little bike with my tricycle or my training wheels on there. And he had a rope, and my cocky self chirped out, "I bet you can't catch me." And as he was swinging his rope, and I started pedaling away, and here comes this loop right by my head, and it ropes my handlebars, and he pulls it. Well, when he pulls it, I come off the side, and I land right on the curb and fracture my collarbone. And we go inside, and I'm screaming bloody murder. And his mom didn't know what to do. Called my mom.
So did he rope you or just the bike?
Just the bike.
Just
he
the
roped the
bike.
bike.
So you were right. He couldn't rope you.
Yeah, he couldn't catch me. He still isn't able to, but he dang sure got that bike. Bucked me down.
Yeah.
The only thing I got bucked down back in the day. Then I retired from the bull riding.
Yeah, I never got him repaid for that, but it'll be all right.
I still think it's something that needs to happen.
We got camera going. I mean, I'll turn the mic off. Y'all can throw down for a little bit if you want.
No, but
so is there anything as we start to wrap this up? I'll just say this. This is really about you two and your involvement with South Barber High School. I know your situation now, but you're still playing football, horse and stuff. I must say this with full confidence. You're not the only two kids that's ever come through that school that's rodeo. There's been a lot of kids through the years that's rodeo. I'm going to tell you straight up, we've never had two that's been more successful than you two. And the beautiful thing is you guys still got years to go to even build on that legacy. If there's something that I'd like to see done, and I've mentioned it to some of our administration, is I don't know why we haven't recognized these accomplishments. You're a two-time world champion, the defending state champion, but you won some state titles in junior high as well, didn't you?
and I did too. Yep.
Yeah. Back in 8th grade, I won 2 events, and those were state titles.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to have the recognition for kids that are participating in some sports that ain't necessarily sponsored by the high school. You guys are representing our school.
To know that not everything, like not every sport is just in school.
Absolutely. I mean, you're paying your own way. And I'm going to throw this out there as a ballpark figure. For you to leave here to go compete at nationals in Rock Springs, we're talking several thousands of dollars that are coming out of your pocket
just to get there.
Yeah. And but you are representing our school.
Our state. And our school. Yeah.
Well, and another thing I think a lot of people don't realize is like grades. For sports kids, you have to hold up your grades to go play, right? Well, we have to do the same thing all year round. I mean, we have to be passing or we're not rodeo.
Yep. Yeah. You're held to the same standards.
Yeah.
As any other sport.
Yep.
So is there anything we ain't touched on we need to?
I don't think so.
How about this? Favorite team rope and run you've ever made?
Oh, boy. I've got to say, last weekend at Canton, we were 5-5. I've never been 5-5 in my life. And we didn't do anything stupid. It was just kind of all on our lap, and it just kind of happened, and we ended up being 5-5, and that was probably one of my favorite. But my favorite run that I've made at like a big competition was probably, I'd have to say, probably my 6th grade year at nationals in the short go. Whenever we won the world and sealed the deal, it was a pretty good moment.
How about you?
Oh,
favorite bareback ride ever?
I've got a lot of them. I'd probably have to say in Colwich last fall. Yep, last fall in Colwich, there's a Bulls and Bronx rodeo. I went there and I made it into the short go, got on this awesome mare named Tiger King, I think. And it was pouring down rain when we were putting on her riggins. Got on her, made 76-point ride in the pouring rain. I think that's awesome. Ended up winning second, pull a check for like $1,500, I think.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, guys, I do appreciate you taking time out of your day to come visit.
You're a real busy man, you know. Sitting in my house.
Well, see, you could have been out working, making a little money for your next round of entry.
I should. I need to.
So if I'll throw this out there because we're going to probably have this on YouTube. They'll also be available hopefully on Apple and Spotify. Somebody wants to entertain sponsorships with you, reach out directly to you.
Yeah.
And you're available. We're not going to put your phone numbers and stuff out there.
My phone don't work anyways. So.
But you're both on
Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
Instagram, everything.
Yep.
Okay. All right, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.